She had everything going for her: beauty, fame, money, the whole world at her feet. So why did such a young woman decide to end it all? This is the tragic story of a top model who had it all but lost everything in an instant. August 1966, the daughter of a Scottish aristocrat is born in Edinburgh. From her earliest years, the girl demonstrates extraordinary artistic talent, a true prodigy. She drew so well that people often thought she was a reincarnation of the great Spanish painter Goya. But while growing up on her parents' estate, she would also spend long periods alone, experiencing strange feelings of isolation and emptiness. And although she loved her family very much, they were often absent, leaving her alone for long periods of time. At the age of 7, her parents sent her to a boarding school in England. But the girl doesn't feel comfortable here either. The strict rules and the routine quickly bore her, and she started to get into fights with the other girls. When her parents divorced when she was 13, she moved with her mother to London and became increasingly interested in fashion. It is no secret that the fashion world is merciless and judges women primarily by their appearance. It seems that the girl has no chance to succeed. After all, she was born into a noble Scottish family and grew up in luxury. What does she have in common with those girls from the slums who conquer the catwalks of Paris and New York? In 1984, the girl graduated from the prestigious Marlborough College and entered Chelsea College of Art and Design in London to become a sculptor. But soon she abandoned her studies and moved to Paris, where she could freely explore the world of art. In fact, she was always more interested in art than in fashion. But fate had something else in store for her. November 1988, the life of a 23-year-old girl changes dramatically. One day she goes shopping with a friend and suddenly gets noticed by a Ford Models scout. She offers the girl to take part in a photo shoot for British Vogue. Of course, her mother supports her daughter's new passion, but other people are more skeptical. Many believe that at 23, the girl is already too old to start a modeling career. But this only fuels her desire to prove them wrong. Thus begins the triumphal procession of the new model on the catwalks of the world. Her first notable collaboration was with Steven Meisel for Vogue Italia. Then came the covers of French and American Vogue, as well as Harper's Bazaar and Time magazine. She easily shatters the fashion world's preconceived notions about the typical model. Her aristocratic appearance and demeanor make her stand out among the ranks of supermodels. It is hard to say what makes her so attractive. Perhaps it's her unusual punk look with a nose ring and a rather androgynous style. Or maybe it's precisely her aristocratic manners and appearance that make her seem so different from other models of her time. Designers are literally fighting over the right to include her in their shows. In the early 1990s, she walked the runway for Chanel, Versace, Alexander McQueen, and many others. Among all the designers, she had a particularly close relationship with Karl Lagerfeld, who made her a real Chanel muse. She perfectly embodies the elegance and sophistication of the brand. The pinnacle of her career was in 1992, when she was chosen to be the face of Chanel No. 5 perfume. In the advertising campaign for this legendary fragrance, she starred alongside Hollywood actress and sex symbol Sharon Stone. Together, they create an amazing duo of beauty and elegance. The commercial becomes one of the most successful in history and brings the model worldwide recognition. For several seasons, she is one of the most sought-after models in the world, starring in the most famous fashion magazines and walking the runways of the biggest fashion houses. But despite all her achievements, she never quite fits into the mold of the supermodels of the 1990s, a title that includes names like Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, and Christy Turlington. While her career is steadily progressing, she continues to nurture her passion for art, occasionally displaying her sculptures at various exhibitions. By the mid-1990s, her name was already known worldwide, and she successfully starred in major fashion campaigns for Chanel, Burberry, Hermès, Ralph Lauren, and Calvin Klein, among others. She became known as the most aristocratic representative of British high fashion. At that time, she was the face of Calvin Klein's Eternity fragrance, which brought her incredible popularity. However, not everyone approves of her phenomenal success. Many accuse her of being privileged aristocracy and having an unfair advantage over other models. Indeed, her privileged position in society opened doors for her that would have remained closed to other aspiring models. Many designers prefer more commercial models like Cindy Crawford or Naomi Campbell. And although the model continues to walk the runway and star in photo shoots for glossy magazines, she feels that she is no longer welcome in the fashion world. Having achieved fame and fortune, she now longs for a simpler life without the constant pressure to conform to someone else's expectations. But how could she possibly imagine that this desire would lead to such drastic measures? In the late 1990s, she met designer Alexander McQueen. He becomes one of her best friends, and the two work together on many projects, but their friendship doesn't last long. After the premiere of his 1996 spring-summer collection, Highland Rape, which features the model on the runway, he abruptly ends their friendship. The press immediately picks up on this dramatic breakup and begins to speculate about the reasons behind it. Some sources claim that the model's behavior on the set was simply unbearable. Others say that McQueen felt she was getting too big for her britches and decided to put her in her place. But whatever the reason, the model takes the designer's actions to heart and never forgives him. Subsequently, she refuses to participate in any of his shows and even bans her agents from accepting invitations to his events. Although the exact cause of the rift between the designer and the model remains unknown, it is clear that their once close friendship has turned into a bitter feud. In April 1997, the model married banker Jeremy Newton Moore in a lavish ceremony in Scotland. The couple had 2 children, a boy and a girl. She gives birth to her son on the same day as Princess Diana's birthday, and jokes that she hopes her son will be as beautiful as hers. After giving birth, she finds it difficult to return to her modeling career and soon realizes that she can no longer compete with the younger models. She gradually fades from the world's catwalks and glossy magazines, but she is still in demand for high-profile advertising campaigns. She continues to nurture her passion for art, creating sculptures and participating in various exhibitions. She also spends more time with her family and enjoys motherhood. But as her children grow up, she again experiences the feeling of loneliness and emptiness, which she felt in her childhood. Her marriage is failing and her career is fading away. She is no longer in demand in the world of high fashion, and the model decides to end her own life. September 5, 2001, at the age of 35, she is found dead in her London home. The cause of death is an overdose of sleeping pills. According to her family, it was a tragic accident, but friends of the model claim that she was deeply depressed and even suicidal. Her death causes a shockwave in the world of high fashion. All the leading designers express their condolences to the family. They remember her as a talented model and a true icon of style. Even her greatest rival, supermodel Naomi Campbell, mourns her death, calling it a huge loss for the fashion world. Although her life was cut tragically short, her memory lives on. Which fact about the model surprised you the most? Did you know about it before? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. And that's all for today. See you soon. Bye.